everybody, and welcome to Share the Music and More, where I give entertainment tips and music industry tips. And I've been laughing already with my with my wonderful friend Charnae Alexander. And I tell you what, we have so much fun. Charnae's an actress and a fun one at that. And we met through Kingdom Creatives. Now I'm interviewing a lot of actors and actresses from Kingdom Creatives this week on my YouTube program. And so Kingdom Creatives is a program founded by Susan Shearer. Hello, Susan.
Hey.
I said, hello. She got an angel, halo.
Right.
She does wonderful things for actors. She has a mentoring program and that walks through them while they're in this industry and provides wonderful classes and mentorship and everything. It's a wonderful program. So check out Kingdom Creatives at inspiringactors.com for Susan's mentorship. And so, Charnae, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. I'm just going to jump into this.
Okay.
You and I are in a friendship with Jackie. I call her Jackie. You do too, I guess. Jacqueline Salgado
Yeah.
from Honduras, and so she was on here earlier and talking. And so you two do some things together, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I just want to know for everybody out there who's interested in acting. First of all, you just got through with a film, and it is called Club Monologue. So tell us about Club Monologue.
Well, Club Monologue is a film that the Kingdom's Creatives Group all met together in Nashville, and we put together this short film with Ricky Borba. He was the director, and it's about one night at a club where a few people come together to have a contest for monologues. So we all get to do monologues. And then there's this one girl, I'm looking like she's over there. There's this one girl who comes, and in the film, that's like Jacqueline's, Pilar is Jacqueline. That's her rivalry. Like they really don't get along. So, but she's with like the really hot guy, and she gets all the films that Pilar gets. So Jacqueline has a problem with her. And if you watch it, you'll see at the end how it ends. But it was a great film that we all came together and perform. Well, not perform. I'm also a theater actor, so that's why I said perform. But we filmed, so you have to check it out.
Yes, and I've seen clips of it, and it's wonderful. And your part is so funny, just like you.
That's Kiana. That's me.
Yeah, what's
Kiana.
your name? What's your name in the show?
Kiana.
Kiana.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was great. I saw the little clip that they had out with you and Jackie and the whole gang, and y'all are so talented, and my hat's off to you all. That's a lot of hard work, and I'm in here as a newcomer into your acting class with you, and you all just are amazing. So I'm learning a lot too. But I want to know, uh,
Yes.
Charnae, have you known since you were little that you were going to be an actress?
Well, I always wanted to act. And I can remember in elementary school, I was in the school plays. We're in different projects. And high school, I was an extra, not an extra, did some extra work with different things. I always loved to act, but acting is not as easy as it looks. It is a lot of work, which I've learned. You have to take classes. You have to get coaching. You have to spend a lot of time memorizing lines. People think that, oh, I just want to be an actress. I can just go here. No, it is a job. It
Mhm.
is very, very hard. You really have to know your craft. I mean, there are people who, people see walking down the street, oh, I would like you to be in my film. And then they go and they're in these films, but you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. It is a lot of work. So if you wanted to do that, I love having you in the class. It's not my class, but it's as you see, it's a lot of work. You
Yes.
have to, there's so many different techniques that you have to learn. And memorizing those lines is really a lot. And then you have to memorize the other people's lines, your scene partner, because just in case you forget your line or they forget their line, they have to be able to bring you in. So it's a lot,
It is
but
a
it's fun.
It is fun, and
It's
I
fun.
enjoy watching all you all because you're all so talented. So, where did you start? Did you start in high school, musicals or theater? Where was your beginnings with this? Your
Well,
beginnings?
like I said, I was in school plays. They had different performances, but I went to college and I said, let me go to school just in case I don't make it. You see, that doubt crept in. And I went to school for media. And that's when there wasn't even digital media like this. This was a long time ago. Well, I'm not that old. But um, and then one day I had went to this church service and there was a man there and he called me up and they were talking about people, you know, what the Lord was saying. And he said to me, you want to do something in television? And I was like, okay. He said, but you are in your own way. And I was like, okay, Lord. Okay. So it is time for me to get back into this. Although I was doing things before, church plays, I was doing different things. That is where I knew that God is like, look, this is the talent that I gave you. You need to use it. And you're in your own way. It wasn't like anybody was stopping me. I was stopping me. So from that day forward, I started auditioning for different plays and I didn't get into film and television until the pandemic. That's when I joined Kingdom Creatives. And that's where I met Jacqueline and where I met Susan. And so here I am now. I did a few things in the local theater in New York City. And this is where I am now.
And I meant to mention that you are from New York City.
I am. Whoop, whoop.
I love New York. Go there anytime I can. And you live on Staten Island, is that
Yes,
right?
I'm from Staten Island, the forgotten borough, but we're
It's
here.
it's famous, Staten Island. Well,
Yes, yes.
okay, so you're a writer too,
I am a writer.
and you have just had a show come out in New York, and it's like traveling around and
Yes, yes, it is. It's
and
called She Cries in Silence. It's all about men and women who are unable to produce children. And there are so many different women that have that issue and they don't talk about it. So in our play, we talk about the women who can't have children, the men who are having issues, and we also talk about women who don't want to have children because there are some women that don't want to. And in there, the friends are upset, like, how could you do that? But I think it's something that needs to be talked about because it's really hard. People really are crying in silence, and it's so much money in order to have like in vitro or to have even a sperm donor or someone to give you their eggs or someone to carry your babies. And a lot of insurance companies don't pay for that, which I think that's kind of unfair. And especially as women, you know, if we're especially women of God, how do you deal with that? And it's really hard because we think this is what we are born to do. Like, I mean, we're just not supposed to be barefoot and pregnant, but this is how the world is going to continue with us giving birth. So yes, myself and another young lady, Koya Bragg and her mom, Dara Bragg, we all wrote and produced the play. So
you
it's
were in the play
I
too.
was also in it, directed, and I co-wrote it. So
That's
yes.
amazing. So it started where? What theater?
The first theater we did it was in the Producers Club in Manhattan, and now we just traveled to Queens, and then we're going to go to Brooklyn, and we also did it on Zoom during the pandemic.
Awesome.
So yeah,
That's so good. I'm so proud of you. And I know your family and friends are proud of you too. And so people who are watching, Charnae, and maybe there's some young people who are watching who want to be like you and write their own plays and
yes.
be in films and all of that. So where's the first place? And I'm asking everybody that's on the show this. Where's the first place that you think they should start?
Well, I think if they want to do film or if they want to do theater, when it comes to theater, I think you should start in your local theater. There's always something going on. If you're in school, also your church plays, There are things that you can find on Backstage, Actors Access. There are different social media. Social media is so great when it comes to the industry today because you see a lot of things posted because honestly, those other places you have to pay for. So social media people are putting their casting opportunities on there for free. So there are so many different sites depending on where you live. But when it comes to film and television, you do need headshots. That is like your resume when it comes to film and television, because that's the first things that people see. And then you can also look on social media for like short films, or you can make your own things. So many people have gotten like their big break by making their own their own films. Get a couple of your friends. Yeah.
You and Jack?
Yes. Jacqueline and I, we have we have TikTok videos where we film. She's in Honduras, I'm here, and we get together and we film them. And they look like, mini films. When I tell people, oh no, she doesn't live out here, they're like, oh my gosh. Shout out to Jacqueline to do all the editing because I'm not doing that.
Oh, so Jacqueline does the editing. Well, I've seen your videos with Jackie and they're hilarious. You two are a good team because you have that friendship chemistry, that's important. Right. And it just shines through your natural interaction with each other. So I love your videos. What else can you tell? If people are watching this, they're going to want to know things. So how important is it? Or do you think everybody needs an agent, or can you do things without an agent?
Well, that's the first thing that people tend to say, oh no, I need an agent. I need an agent. But there are so many people I know that have agents that have gotten a lot of their work themselves. An agent is important because they can get like the things that they're not showing on like these other sites. They have the inside scoop. So, but there's a lot of work that you can get yourself. And when it comes to like relationships, because you may do a film with someone and they may go, oh, I know someone who would be great for this role. Or Actors Access is really, really good. And that's the cheapest of a lot of the sites that these things are on. And there's a lot of casting agents on there and a lot of opportunities that they put on there. So no, an agent is not always necessary in the beginning, but it's good to have one. I'm looking for one myself. I haven't had one yet.
Well, so Actors Access, is that a website or a page on Facebook, or
that's a website? That's a website that you go on. That's just like Backstage, casting networks. But a lot of the more professional casting people are on Actors Access. So
great. Social media, like you said, is very important. In fact, when I advertised for the interviews that we're going to have, I had a film director, producer from Finland contact me and say, let me know when it's out because I want to see this interview. So social media is real important, like you said. So you mentioned relationships. So many people think it's about your talent alone. What do you think?
No.
Is that your talent alone? Is it important to for the connections and relationships, who that way
connections, who and not just who but when you form these relationships, just don't go into these relationships like, oh, I need to know this person so they can get me in. No, real live relationships like you and I and Jacqueline and Susan, like, okay, we're like, let's pray together. Let's do this. It's not just about I'm trying to get something. Like, I genuinely, want to know who you are and how can I help you, and maybe we can hang out. And like when we went to Nashville, had I known, I didn't know anyone in Nashville. I got on the bus while I was waiting for everyone to get off their plane and went downtown, by myself. If you were out there and if I knew you, I could have been like, hey girl, let's meet up together. So no, it's very important to have relationships and just to be friendly, because in order to have a friend, you must be a friend.
Yes. Absolutely. People call it networking. I just call it friendship.
Absolutely. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I love being friends with you and Jackie and Susan and Julia and Ellie that we have. So it really is a true friendship. It's not like, what can you do for me and I do for you? It's like we like each other. We're texting each other and messaging each other because we like each other. So
Yeah.
that's important to have those relationships.
Julia is great too. We love Julia. She was such the mom, getting everything together. She was really nice.
Yeah. Oh, well, so with your talk about, obviously you're a Christian and your faith is important to you in this industry. And do you think that is a spark that is growing, people coming out of the woodwork who are of the faith and Christians?
I think that it is. It's not like before. A lot of people were afraid to say that they were Christians because people didn't want to have them. They didn't want to, like cast them or anything. I know people who have been like blackballed or they have been kicked off of shows because of their faith. Because let's face it, there is a lot of stuff that's in the industry that is really dark and they don't want to be a part of it. So they're like, no, we don't want you on our shows. But I believe now in this day and age with everything that's going on, we need these shows. It can't be all sex, money, and murder. we need we need family shows. We need Christian shows. We need to bring people to Christ. And if God is going to use our talent or allow us to use the talent that he's given us, then so be it. And we could be on family, shows. It doesn't always have to be a Christian show because he can use us to bring people to Christ on that secular show, so to speak. So he needs to use us everywhere. Jesus went everywhere, right? He sat with the sinners. He did all of that. So that's who we need to be.
I agree. Absolutely. You're right. We need to be light in the dark. And I think more and more of that's happening, obviously, with the revival that's broken out with Asbury University. And I want to just say this for the record, that before this happened, and I know we're not the only ones, but before the revival happened, and you can verify this, that you and Jackie and I got together over Zoom lists and we said, let's pray for revival in this nation.
Yes.
Revival in the nation. And we did. And then this thing with Asbury, it wasn't just us, though. There's people been praying for it for a long time. And ever since 9/11, we've all been seeing that we got to have Jesus. So you're right, though. We need to get out into the everyday life, everywhere, not just the faith circle, that
right
industry, and be kind, be nice, be a light, and not
Amen.
be afraid of Jesus. Yeah. Well, you are a delight, my friend, and hilarious, and a wonderful actress, and I just pray God's blessing on you, and as you continue this, that the doors will continue to open, and we can't wait to see your film, Club Monologue, and we can say, I know her. And people watching this app, remember her on Share the Music and More.
Yes, and if they want to contact me, they can reach me on social media, Facebook, Charnae Alexander, or Instagram at Charnae_the_actor. So if you look up Charnae the actor, I'll pop up somewhere.
Right. Yes. And that's what I was going to mention next. And I'm so glad you did. How do we get in touch with you? If you want for a film, then you know where to contact her. Charnae, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you. Like I
love
said,
you too.
And hopefully we'll have you back on here again too, with your next film that I know that will be coming up. And we're going to hear more about your writings and your own productions too. So have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too. You do the same. Be blessed.